This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smokin Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Dead Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and Maniacs. The nightly podcasts are Palace Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports. Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Truth Sports Podcast, Off the Rails, NFC Northeast, Power Hours, and Detroit Lions News. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hope you like all the shows.
You think you could tell us what to do? You think you could tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down.
Yes, indeed. We're breaking it down, all right. We are breaking it down something big time. And yes, indeed. It's a Wrestletalk show with me, Ralph Williams, and Smokin Jim Frazer. Let me get my camera up here, which is now working because it didn't work at the tail end of the Sports Corner show. But now it's working, and my face is here, and you can see me live here down here in Berlin, Maryland. It's Studio 10. And as soon as I get the other background I want up here, there we go. There it is. Ba-boom. And yes, it is. There it goes. All right. So anyway, speaking of sponsors, we have our studio sponsor, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-2010-500. Call Mata today, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. They are our studio sponsors. Please give them a call. When you call, tell them Ralph Williams sent you as well. And we're also sponsored by Mike Dotson Realty here in Ocean City, Maryland, 410-596-1681. Mike Dotson Realty. Call Mike today. If you need a house or a home, or if you're planning on getting a rental home, or if you want to rent a home or some kind of property for the summer, give Mike a call, 410-596-1681. Mike Dotson Realty as well. And my co-host, Smokin Jim Frazer, is here, and he is on the phone. Smokin Jim, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Ralph. This is my most fun thing to do during the week.
All right, there you are. Hey, thank you for that as well. And it's great to always have you on board here, and it's great that this is what we have going on every single Tuesday, 5 p.m., and we're here till 5:30 when we have no guests. When we have a guest, we're on till 6. So don't forget about that as well. All right, let's get started here. Wrestletalk last night, they had Double or Nothing AEW. I personally, based on what I saw as far as the matches go, I was not very impressed with it at all. I thought some of the matches were a little bit, I don't know, just not to my cup of tea at this point. Nothing like the very first one that I actually had the privilege of watching. It was Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega. That was a great match. And then it was the Rhodes brothers versus each other, both Dustin and Cody Rhodes. That was a great match. But let's get into Smokin Jim, some of the matches from last night. We'll make our opinions on who should have won and who didn't. But I will tell you that Mercedes Moné is won the Owen Hart Cup or Owen Hart Championship on the women's side, just like the WWE has that Saudi Arabian title. And but anyway, all right, let's see what we got here for matches. The match of the night was the Death Riders and the Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, Willow Nightingale, and the Oops. Well, it turns out that this group here of Kenny Omega and Swerve Strickland won the match. Swerve was great in this match. I saw some of the previews of some things, and he looked pretty good in this match. I thought he did a really good job, him teaming up with Kenny Omega. That's a prime tag team as it is there, and I believe that that's probably was the best match of the night based on what I saw here for Double or Nothing here as well. Smokin' Jim, what are your thoughts on some of the matches that went on?
Who won the Moxley match?
Max, which one?
The first one you mentioned.
Moxley.
Moxley?
Yeah, he's part of the Death Riders. That was all them, and they took on with the Young Bucks. They took on the Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, and all them guys. They lost that match.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Strickland and them won. So, but you had hang on a second. Let me see what we got with this one. This was in Phoenix. It was okay, but like I said, some of the matches I saw, I wasn't impressed with at all. But you had Will Ospreay. This was the best match of one of the other ones. Hangman Page versus Will Ospreay for the Double or Not at Double or Nothing as well for the Owen Hart Foundation Men's Tournament, and that was also as well for that. But okay, yeah, the name of the main event was Anarchy in the Arena. Smokin' Jim, Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, Willow Nightingale, and the Oops versus Samoa Joe, Will Hobbs, Kazuchika Shibata versus the Death Riders, John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and Marina Shafir and the Young Bucks. This was Anarchy in the Arena. 3 or 4 different teams here. Looked like 3 different sets of teams. And Omega's group won the match. Swerve and them were great. Samoa Joe was in it with his group. I think that was probably the match of the night, more or less. Owen Hart Men's Tournament, Hangman Page versus Will Ospreay. I believe Hangman won that match. I think so. And I'm trying to find out the results here of this match, but I don't see them here. Oh, here we go. It says results. Let's see what we got in results-wise here. I have it right here. At least here we go. All right. And then I'm going to give you the grades that were given for each of these matches as well. So, all right, here we go. The buy-in match. Anna Jay and Harley Cameron versus Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. That was won by Cameron and Jay defeated Bayne and Ford. They gave it a C+. What's your thoughts on that match?
Well, C+. Wow. Yeah, I would say that.
All right, 8-man tag team match. This is the second match of the buy-in pre-show. Trent Beretta, Rocky Romero, and Crew Action Andretti and Leo Rush battle Ring of Honor World Champion Bandito, AR Fox, and Los Titanes Del Aries, Commander and Hologram in an 8-man tag team match. And Fox, Bandito, Commander, and Hologram defeated Rush. We all know who Leo Rush is. He was once Bobby Lashley's manager in the WWE. Really didn't get much play. They gave that a C+. What do you think of that match, Smokin' Jim?
Yeah, I got to agree.
All right, here we go. Mercedes Moné added to her championship run. She beat, hang on a second here. How did I get to this? I don't know. Wow. Pushed the wrong button and ended up in the wrong place. All right, here we go. All right, let's see. Mercedes Moné defeated Jamie Hayter, who's actually a really good wrestler. And Jamie Hayter once used to team up with Britt Baker. She was all part of that group there. Britt Baker, speaking of Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, guess what, Smokin' Jim? She's coming to the WWE. She's making her debut next month on Raw, I believe.
Pittsburgh's own.
Yes, indeed.
Own,
actually, to be honest with you, I'm going to tell you the real story. She does have a dental practice, It's not in Pittsburgh. It's up in Meadville. She has her own dental practice up in Meadville. And I went to church with one of her professors from the Pitt Dental School. So there you go.
Wow.
Okay. So they gave that match an A+. That probably was an A+ match. What do you think, Monet versus Hayter?
What they give it?
They gave it an A+.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Okay, Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness versus FTR. Unfortunately, I wanted to see Nigel and Daniel Garcia these days, but FTR defeated them. They gave that match a B. So, Nigel McGuinness was defending Tony Schiavone, just like Pat McAfee was defending Michael Cole against Gunther. Okay, same concept. Only difference was Nigel McGuinness was in there with Daniel Garcia. It wasn't a solo match. Your thoughts on that match? What do you think of that? They graded it a B. What do you think?
What you think, bro?
Now, I saw the match. You don't even have to go to pay-per-view. What you do is you wait till it's over. You wait one day, and then you go on YouTube, and they have all the highlights of the match, which means you can watch 3/4 or more or almost the whole match on YouTube. You don't need to watch. You don't need to spend 40, 50, $100 or whatever it costs for these things. But I thought it was, from what I saw, I thought it was a good match. I just was sad that Garcia and Nigel McGuinness, again, another announcer, wasn't able. But not the difference between Nigel McGuinness and Pat McAfee, Smokin' Jim. Nigel McGuinness has been a wrestler. He wrestled for a long time till he had a neck injury, and then he had to stop wrestling. He wrestled a couple times not too long ago, here and there, but that's it. All right, stretcher match: Mark Briscoe versus Ricochet, and Ricochet won. Put Mark Briscoe on a stretcher and into an ambulance and shut the door. Those matches are actually quite hilarious. What do you think of that? They gave it a B+. What do you think, Smokin' Jim?
Man, there's some crazy dudes in that match, man.
Mark Briscoe, yeah. I had the privilege of meeting him.
Crazy dude. Man.
I had the privilege of meeting him and his brother. Yeah, so.
Ricochet must have pulled the scissors out to beat him, man. He must have poked him in the eye or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd have to give that one an A.
Well, Ricochet's not doing too bad of a job, Smokin' Jim, playing a heel. He's doing pretty good over at AEW, playing a heel. So.
Oh yeah.
All right, the match we talked about at the beginning of the show: AEW World Tag Team Championship match. The Hurt Syndicate took on the Sons of Texas, which is Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes, who are currently the ROH World Heavyweight Champions. They were going after the Hurt Syndicate. Of course, who do you think won? The Hurt Syndicate. They gave this match a C+. What do you think about this?
Anytime the Hurt walks out the locker room, it's an A.
And
now that they got
MJF has been added. Yes, indeed. You know it. My man, MJF. I love, you know what, Smokin' Jim? We're better than them, and they know it. So there you go. All right. I'm better than all of them up there, and they know it. But that's beside the point. All right. I'm not going to go into that. Continental Championship match: Speedball Mike Bailey versus Kushida Okada. I don't know much about this match. Don't care. But they gave it a B+. So, AEW Women's Championship match: Timeless Toni Storm versus Mina Shirakawa. And I believe Toni Storm won. She retained her title. What do you think about that?
I'm not a fan of hers.
What, Toni Storm's? Oh my.
Yeah.
And then
Are you?
Me? No, not really.
Okay.
She was okay when she was in NXT and WWE. She just didn't get the play she deserved. She went to AEW. Now she's a champ for a second time. Anarchy in the Arena. What a three-way match this was. Just a crazy thing. They gave it a B+ for sheer absurdity of it all. So there you are with that. And let me see. that wasn't the that was the last match, but they still Strickland's team won, as I told you. Your thoughts on that one, Smoking Jim?
Which one, brother?
The Death Riders versus and the it was the Anarchy. It was the Death Riders versus Swerve Strickland, Kenny Omega, Willow Nightingale, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Kazuki Shibata. They defeated John Moxley, Yuta Wheeler, Claudio Castagnoli, Marina Shavir, and the Young Bucks in the Anarchy in the Arena match. It was the Strickland's team.
You talking about some bad blood there.
Oh
man,
my gosh, that was crazy.
I had to give that one an A.
Yeah, well, they didn't. They only gave it a B plus, but I'll give it an A too, because I think that match right there alone is the match that saved this show. All right, Paragon versus the Dawn Callis family, and I know who you took in this match, the Dawn Callis family, of course. But the Dawn Callis family did win. They beat Paragon. So there you go. Wanted to let you know that one. I know you like that as well. In the Owen Hart Men's Foundation Tournament final, Hangman Page versus Will Ospreay. And Page beat Will Ospreay and became the Owen Hart Men's Champion. What do you think about that one, Smoking Jim?
Well, that kind of surprised me a little bit there. But it was a great match, man.
All right. Your thoughts on Friday Night SmackDown last week, Smoking Jim? What's your thoughts on what happened, what went on there? And, on Saturday night's main event, what was your thoughts on that? That was an interesting night. Your thoughts? Well, first we'll start with Friday Night SmackDown. What did you think about Friday Night SmackDown last week from WWE?
Yeah. Lead us in because they all run together. I watched them all, but all the shows run together. So give me a hint to what was going on there.
Yeah, well, SmackDown. I watched SmackDown. I thought it was pretty interesting. Couple matches were a little bit boring, so I turned them off. But but anyway, I don't really change the channel anymore because there's nothing on Friday night anyway other to watch than that. But
I think in the SmackDown with
the Wyatt Six has returned.
Jay Uso. Oh yeah. The lights went out and Wyatt Six come out. But when Jay Uso's on, he's on Raw, huh?
Yeah, he's on Raw. And
he's on
Raw. John Cena's on SmackDown, unfortunately there. But anyway, the Wyatt Six, they returned, as you know, for this past SmackDown. It's great to see them back. Alexa Bliss back in action. I haven't seen her since Royal Rumble. She's back. She's going to be.
Liv got beat.
Liv got beat. Yes, she did. She got beat last night, and that's great. I'm glad because, and then Roxanne Perez screwed it all up.
She's looking good.
Yeah,
she's looking good now.
She is. And then your little girlfriend there, Tiffy Time. She did pretty good on Friday night.
Tiffy Time is great, man.
Yep. Yeah, everybody was all concerned about her and size against Nia Jax, and Nia was pissed about what's been going on, and I'm like, so we'll see what happens. But my question for you today is, and Cody Rhodes came in to save the day as well. But what I want to talk about right now is this: your thoughts on the bloodline. And I know that Zilla Fatu is there, formerly known as Jeff Cobb. And now he's using JJ Mateo or whatever his name is right now. I think there's going to be some infighting between the three of them. I think Jacob Fatu doesn't trust either Solo or this JJ Mateo, Zilla Fatu or whatever. What are your thoughts on this thing?
Yeah, you can almost see it coming. It was good that they won a tag team match,
right?
But but you can tell it's going to be a problem. It could be a problem of Money in the Bank. I think, especially if Solo qualifies.
Well, he did.
Yeah, did he? Okay,
yeah, he
so
qualified.
It could be a problem.
Yeah.
Could be a problem at
if Jacob
Money
qualifies.
In the Bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a big mess. But right now we got some guys in there. We got LA Knight. We got a bunch some good guys that are. It's going to be real competitive this Money in the Bank for the men, I think. But we have to wait to see what's going on. We got LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and we'll find out what goes on from there. But as of right now, that's where we are with that. So, all right, Saturday night's main event, Smokin' Jim. R-Truth versus John Cena. You saw that match not lasting very long. But Jey Uso beating Logan Paul. John Cena coming out and sticking his nose in where it don't belong. It was a good match. Now you got coming up for Money in the Bank. You have John Cena and Logan Paul versus Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. What's your thoughts on that match?
Logan Paul and John Cena.
Yeah. Oh, you think they're going to win?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well,
Logan Paul should have had Jey knocked out. He hit him with a good right hand. I can't believe Jey
kicked out of that 3 count. Yeah. Yeah, he kicked out on that one. But anyway, that match is coming up. And then we had the cage match. How about how about that cage match with Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest? I thought Priest just dumped him and walked out. And you heard Jesse Ventura. He's like, "Why would you do that, man? Why didn't you pin the guy? You had the opportunity to pin him." So he just stepped over him and walked right out the door. What do you think of that match? I thought that was a good match until the end.
Wow, yeah.
But,
yeah, it was.
Definitely. I sort of agree with Jesse on that one a little bit, but hey, you know what? Why not just walk right out and go? I thought it was pretty good. But what do you think of the new third man, part of Paul Heyman's crew now? And it's Bronson Reed is back.
Man.
So,
I was surprised he didn't come back part of the bloodline, but man, he fits right in, man.
Yes,
he fits
does.
right in. That guy's a destroyer. And I thought he was going to end. Remember months ago, I thought he was going to end Seth Rollins' career with all those what's he call it? What's he call it? The
tsunami. The
tsunami. Yeah. Oh man, he kept doing it over and over again. Now they're teaming up. So,
okay.
That's a violent group.
All right, our good friend Bubba Brewer and his Allied Powers Wrestling Federation is having a live event coming up June 22nd, 3:00 p.m. at the S&T Bank Arena in Indiana, Pennsylvania. And the main event is going to be Rhino. Rhino will be fighting. Cowpoke Paul makes his return. Big Bill Collier. Several great matches. Check the card out on the it's called Redemption on Allied Powers Wrestling Federation's website. Get on their website and check it out. And I got to tell you, it's going to be a great event. Rhino's going to be there, and if Rhino's there, it's going to be a great event. So I just want to let everyone know that's June 22nd. Also, check your local listings and find out there are several shows going on all across Western Pennsylvania and in the lower part of Maryland as well for for the different. Excuse me for a minute here. Something just fell on the floor here, and I got to pick it up, but that's all right. I'll get it later. All right, Smokin' Jim, we're going to wrap things up here shortly. But your thoughts on last night's Raw? What did you think about it? Do you think? And I have a question for you about SmackDown. WWE's talking about moving SmackDown down to 2 hours because they don't have enough material and wrestlers to do anything with 3 hours. Do you think they should move it back to 2 hours? And do you think that maybe if they didn't cut some of these wrestlers, maybe they would have enough material? What do you think?
Well, I would love for them to move it to 4 hours. I'm entertained. I mean, I love it at 3 hours, but I enjoy it as well at 2 hours. So I'm just honored and happy that wrestling's on almost every night of the week.
Oh yeah, it's on a lot. It's all over the place. So it's even online. You can watch it online a lot. There's a lot of independent wrestling companies now out there. Some of them having some shows every Saturday. Every Saturday, there's a show somewhere. Somebody's having a show. So get out there, support your local independent wrestling folks as well. Don't forget, coming up in June as well, is Monday Night Raw will be in Pittsburgh at the PPG Paints Arena. I believe it's the right after Money in the Bank. I believe it's that match, or it's later on in the month. I'm not real sure. But anyway, that's coming there, and so on. So, Smokin' Jim, your thoughts before we wrap it up here? We got about less than 5 minutes left in the show. Your final thoughts on anything you want to talk about wrestling wise?
I'd like to see my man Gunther get his title back.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see him do that. That's coming up, I think, on Raw real soon here, right after Money in the Bank, I believe. They're supposed to fight because the match at Money in the Bank, there's going to be a triple or a six-man match, I believe. It's going to be Cody Rhodes, I think, and somebody else. Or no, that is at Money in the Bank. The match with Logan Paul, Cena versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. That's going to be an interesting match. I'm seeing some rumors going around. Survivor Series isn't until November. There's a rumor for War Games that Sami Zayn may be part of. Seth Rollins' crew moving forward. Do you see that happening, or do you see him trying to work with the Usos?
Who's that?
Sami Zayn, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Seth Rollins will take him in.
No, that might not happen, but anything can happen, as you know. And they also have the Usos, Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns for a War Games match. They also have Randy Orton involved in that. It's a six-man. It's going to be six men in this War Games match. They also have Randy Orton. I don't know if I see Roman Reigns teaming up with the Usos anytime soon, because the Usos are busy doing their own individual stuff. And I see Roman Reigns. There's rumors out there a new Shield could be coming with Roman Reigns creating a new Shield. Part of it is going to be, I'm told, Brock Lesnar maybe. CM Punk's name has been thrown out there, and he's going to bring in a couple of his family members. So what do you think about this possibility? And I'm even hearing stories Jon Moxley's contract's running out at AEW, and he may come back and be a part of this new Shield to go after Seth Rollins and the gang. What do you think of that?
Yeah, whatever Roman Reigns usually decides to do turns to gold. So I'll be interested to see what he got up his sleeves.
Well, I think he ran out the bloodline gimmick, and the tribal chief gimmick kind of went away. The new Shield wouldn't be a bad gimmick to bring that back with different people. Go after Seth Rollins. That would be the ideal thing. But, I'm interested to see if finally they do something with Wide Six. I'd like to see if they finally do something with them. I mean, they didn't even participate in hardly any matches, and I'm surprised they didn't get cut. And, and I heard Bo Dallas is no longer wrestling. Somebody else is Uncle Howdy now. So we'll see where that goes, it's craziness at its best. I like them because they're the craziness that they do. You know what I mean?
Now, what's your favorite of all the ones on TV? What's your favorite?
My favorite wrestler right now, Seth Rollins.
No, favorite wrestling, like the WWE, Raw, SmackDown, AEW, TNA.
TNA's putting on pretty good stuff. They got some stuff going on. AEW, it's the same old stuff with them. They come up with all these tournaments and brackets, and they try to be like the NCAA. And what AEW is doing is copying WWE and vice versa. WWE's copying them too, and they're copying each other. If you notice, they do some of the same things. Okay, you see what I mean? So that's, you see both. TNA's not doing too bad. I recently watched MLW wrestling, and what's his name? Matt Riddle was wrestling. He's the champ down there. Matt Cardona's still hanging around, formerly known as Zack Ryder, the Long Island IC, whose wife is Chelsea Green. My favorite program right now at this time probably is, I think SmackDown or Raw has the advantage because it's on Netflix. But I like SmackDown's been doing pretty good. NXT hasn't been doing too bad either. They've been picking up. And now that they got Corey Graves on their broadcast team with Booker T.
So your favorite is Raw?
I think Raw's doing pretty well on Netflix. Yeah, they're doing pretty good.
Is that your favorite?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, Raw's my favorite. Yeah.
Who's Tippy Time dating? Is she dating the guy that used to be with Gunther?
Yes, she is. You're not going to believe it. Ludwig Kaiser. Oh, my. What a guy, huh? Yeah. I didn't know this, but he's a second-generation wrestler. Actually, I think he's a third-generation wrestler. I didn't even know that. Wow. I got to find out who his father is. So, But, all right, Smokin' Jim, thank you for being part of the program. It's been another edition of Wrestletalk. We'll be back next Tuesday at 5 o'clock. We are on for 30 minutes, and if we have a guest, we'll be on for 1 hour. I'm working on getting a couple guests on here to talk about some things with us. But right now, it's just going to be Smokin' Jim and I. For Smokin' Jim Frazer, I'm Ralph Williams from Studio 10 in Berlin, Maryland. This has been the Wrestletalk Show. Have yourself a great one. Thank you.